Hello friends, today we are going to study about the new chapter, that is understanding law. Now this understanding law, in this chapter we shall be seeing that what the laws which means is laws which means a system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society or country. Now, today we are going to, in the previous chapter, we had studied about why do we need a parliament. Now, in this, parliament and laws are somehow related. They are somehow related. And in this chapter, we will study about laws and their familiarity with us. How much we are familiar with it. For example, what do we actually understand by law? Now, for example, if someone is not wearing a helmet while driving the two wheelers and the police will catch you or the person who is without the helmet. So, this is not only the thing regarding the law, there are many things. It has got great impact on our life. Now, another example, supposing for marriage, minimum age is 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. So, how this was fixed? If this was fixed to be 18 years for the girls and 21 years for the boys, then how was this fixed? So, this was fixed only through law. And if these are laws, then we follow it as well. Supposing there are laws, so we are following it as well. We do follow the laws which are made for us. Now, if you want to buy a property, let us take another example. If you want to buy a property or sell a property, so there is something, there are even some laws for it. There are some specific laws for it also. So, what are the procedures for it? And now the question arises that who makes these laws? These are the things which are going to study in this chapter. Who makes these laws? We have understood that for everything there is a specific law. But who makes these laws? And are we the person, or you are the person who is making a law? No. For that, we have some certain bodies who makes laws for us. So it is the parliament who makes laws. So now you understood that the previous chapter we did, that is the need of the parliament and how these laws are related to the parliament. And we will be following the laws. So whatever the parliament makes the laws, that has to be followed. Now for example, life without law will be just full of chaos. Now I have usually used this example. Supposing you have to come to school. Let us take the example of school. And as I just now said, that laws are for our convenience. Okay. Now, if you're coming to school, there are number of students belonging to different classes. Supposing somebody is from class 6, somebody is from class 7, somebody is from class 8. But when you reach school, you split up and go to the respective classes. Okay. Now supposing, now this is the law of the school. Okay. If this wouldn't have been there, then when you enter the school, which class you have to go and sit, and what is the timetable? Supposing this timetable is also under some of the rules and regulations of the school. So a certain timetable is being followed by all of us. If there will not be any timetable, then what will happen? Which teacher is supposed to go to which class, and where are you supposed to sit? What are the books which is required for you, and so many other things. It will completely become a chaos if laws are not there. So these are the rules and regulations which are being followed in the school. So if an institution like school, it has some certain rules, then a country also have a law, and these laws are for our benefit only. And if there will be no law, then what will happen? The life will be just like a jungle, like those who are more powerful, and they will survive. Because if we say that the laws, in such situation what will happen? The mightier will survive, and the weaker will always be at the mercy of the mighty people. Okay, so this is something, for this it is very necessary that we should have certain laws. Now let us talk about India before independence. What was the type of governance which was going on? There were many kings, and they were ruling in their territories. So many kingdoms were there, and each kingdom had their own set of laws which was set up by the rulers. So there was also difference in the laws, like the laws in the one kingdom used to differ from the laws of the other kingdom. So that depended upon the different communities which were living in different parts of the country. And if you see that these laws, supposing, let us take an example, the Hindu community, they had a different law, or the Muslim community, they had a different set of law. And it is so much confusing, because a law which is acceptable in one kingdom may not be or were not accepted by the other kingdom. So for that, lot of problems were there, and that is why this law was set up. Now during this colonial period, this Britishers, they get the credit of setting the rule of law. Now here the laws, what do you understand by law? That means it is a system of rules which is important for governing a civilized society or country. Okay, so it involves implementation of new set of laws, or referring old ones in the interest of the country. So whatever is the law over here, as the time goes on passing, the society also keeps on changing, or you can say the lifestyle also keeps on changing, and the things which which used to appear wrong previously in long back, that appears to be correct in the coming day. Means it has to be changed with the changing sphere of life. Now for that reason we have rule of law. Now let us try to understand rule of law. What does this mean actually? Rule of law, what happened? Who is ruling? Is the ruler ruling, or the law is ruling? So when the law is ruling, then it is said to be the rule of law. During the colonial period, as I told you, that there was a system, this colonial people, what happened? There was a system of law, and which began to evolve, and slowly what happened? These laws were made. Previously I have already told you then what used to happen when kingdoms were there. They had different sets of rules. So this British colonialism was credited for introducing the rule of law in India, and they developed the system of rule of law. And then if you see the historians, when the people were living in the what you call kingdoms, then historians, they have lot of disputed in the chain of several grounds. Now for example, first that colonial law was arbitrary. Okay, now what is this arbitrary? That is supposing the ruler who has got the personal choices and the personal whims. Okay, so it was very arbitrary in nature. Historians, when the before this rule of law, what happened? The kingdoms, they used to make the laws for their own. Then secondly, what was that the Indian nationalists played a prominent role in the development of the legal spheres in the British India. Okay, and British rule of law, they brought this rule of law, but it was not based on equality. Britishers, they brought the rule of law, but it was not based on equality or fraternity, etc. Okay, these laws were only for the benefits of the Britishers. Now, the question arises that do law apply to all? And what is the analysis of this situation? And what are the principles of the rule of law? Now, what is this rule of law? Rule of law is where rule is supreme. As I told you, that rule of law means the ruler is the law, not the maker. Okay. So, rule of law where the law is supreme. In rule of law, what happens? Law is superior and not the lawmaker. The person who are making the laws, they are not superior. Who is superior over here? The law is more superier. Even the lawmakers have to work according to the laws, and law is superior. So you got to understand that the lawmakers who have made the law, they also have to work according to the law. Just because they have made it, so they can dominate over, it is not that. Okay, it is that the law is superior, and even the lawmakers, they also have to work according to the law. Then another thing is that all people in independent India, they were equal before the law. This was very important because India was a country where lot of social discriminations were also there, upper, lower and caste system based on religion, so many other things. Okay, so everybody should be equal in front of the law, and the law cannot be discriminated between the persons on the basis of religion, caste and gender. Then another thing was that law apply equally to all citizens of the country, and no one can be above the law. And any crime or violation or the violation of the law has a specific punishment. Okay, somebody violates a law, then what happens? There is a specific punishment for that, and there is a process through which the guilty person has to be punished. Okay, so there is no discrimination before the law. That is very much important over here. Then let us see that at the time of the framing of the constitution, the members of the Constituent Assembly, they were explicitly that the independent India would be no possibility of arbitrary use or the authority, as arbitrary use of power infringes upon basic principles of the democracy. Now, what is this? These Constituent Assembly, they what did they state? They explained in a elaborate manner that independent country India, there will be no possibility of this arbitrary, because this arbitrary was nothing else but it was the personal interest, based on the personal interest of the rulers. And the use of authority means whatever the authority people they were using their powers, they were using according to their choice and according to their personal perceptions. So to ensure that the rule of law, the framers made a quite few provisions in the constitution. Now, what was the constitution provision? So there were many, but the most important provision among these were that all people were equal before the law, and without any discrimination, irrespective of all religion, region, caste, gender, all these things were had to be considered, that without any discrimination everybody has to be equal in front of law. Such things were taken care of while framing the law. Now, whether it is a government or the official or the wealthy business person or the president, means here what it tries to explain that whether the people are from rich background or more powerful person, if the person is, or might be a very poor, but nobody should be above the law and everybody is equal. Now, for that reason, there is well recognition of process to deal with the violation of the law, and it also has the provision of penalizing the guilty person. And the Supreme Court is the highest court of India, and Supreme Court acts as a guardian of the constitution and upholds the law of the country. So this is all about the rule of law. I hope you must have understood rule of law, and there is also like in the king, when it was kingship, then it was not rule of law, it was ruled by law. Okay, it was ruled by law, and rule of law means it is to be governed by the law. And even the what you call this people who are ruling over, or the makers of the law, they are also not superior to the law. They have to follow the norms and whatever the framework of the laws mentions. And we have this law. Now let us try to understand that laws of the ancient time. Okay, laws of the ancient time, why we want to understand that? Before, let us try to understand that what type of laws were there. Was it the same? Why this rule of law was required? So what was the scenario before? So in the when we talk about the laws in the ancient India, there is a situation in some same since the ancient time, that no let us okay, I'll take one example. I think many of you must have watched the movie Bahubali. Okay, so in Bahubali, that movie doesn't talk about the story which is after independence. As you can see the understand the movie, then it talks about this story which was before independence. Now what does that Rajmata says? She says that mera vachan hi shashan hai. Okay, that what does it mean? That whatever my words are, that is only the rule. So can you think that this is the rule of law? It is ruled by law. Okay, so now can this be acceptable nowadays? No. So in ancient time India, there were innumerable and often overlapping of laws. And in ancient time the rule used to be according to the perception of the ruler, means whatever the ruler sees, foresights, that is that according to that only they used to frame the law. So this is rule by law, not rule of law. Okay, so this type of thing was there in the ancient time, and there is it is quite different from the current laws. If you see the difference, that is quite different from what we are having the laws in the current time. In ancient time there were numerous overlapping. When we say, then what used to happen, there were local laws and various communities enjoyed different levels of autonomy in administrating these laws. And there were people of different religious background, different caste people were there. So according to the caste, according to the religion, different penalties were fixed. Okay, and there were different types of punishments also for different sections of people for the same crime. Here you need to understand that for the same crime, different punishments were fixed for different communities and different people. Okay, so in general what happened, that people from lower segments of the society, they were more harassed, they were more they had lot of difficulties when they used to commit a crime. And for the same crime, if some people from the upper section, they used to commit such crime, then the punishment was quite liberal as compared to the people other people. For the other people it was very harsh. Okay, now here the question arises that then what happened after the independence? So as you can see over here, that there is a discrimination, that the people have a different type of punishments. And the people, there were a lot of there were a lot of difference in the type of work which they used to do, and they were humiliated also and put aside. So for that reason we have a different they were having in ancient time, they were having different type of laws. Now in the post independence era, Post independence era means after the independence. After independence, what happened? There were framers who had framed the constitution. So now the question is that the laws are there, then will all the people be benefited with equality? Now theoretically it can be yes, but practically it was not so. So are the laws always good? Is it good for all? Are all getting equally benefits? So there were many questions. So the constitution, it provides a framework for the elected representatives to make the law. There were many people who were involved in making the laws, and since independence, with the changing time, many times the as the time passed by, so the laws were again renewed. Okay, new laws were made, and the old ones were rectified. Now one of such law is Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Now this Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005 means it was framed in the year 2005. Okay, so before that, what happened in this law, that and what changes were brought? So before this act came into existence, there was no you can say the girl child, you can say the female members, they did not had any share in the family property. But after this 2005, when this Hindu Succession Amendment Act was passed and became a law, so according to that, what happened? The female members also enjoyed the share in the family property. And similarly, many new laws. This is one example. Then there were many new laws related to controlling pollution, then assuring employment and opportunity to all, or protecting consumer rights, or right to information, etc. There were many which came into existence, or you can say new things came in, and so that they there can be more, the people can be more benefited, and these were enacted from time to time. From time to time these laws came into existence, and they were enacted from time to time. Okay, then you have the Uttar Pradesh expressway scam. Builders get the land cheap. Now this is one of the case study which is given, and through that what happened, this Uttar Pradesh government, they had turned each rich agricultural land next to waterways into expressways in violation of all norms. Just 5 minutes drive from Tapal in western Uttar Pradesh, the sowing of kharif crops is in full swing, and Jewar, and however it will never be able to cultivate this land again. So this tube well had been destroyed, and the power connection had been reserved, and this Jever rich fertile land was purchased from a town along with the Yamuna Express. So this is one of the example here which tells about the incident which happened in Uttar Pradesh. So I hope you must have understood that what is why do we need to understand law, okay, and what is the rule of law, and besides that, laws, what was the laws in the ancient time, and after the independence, that is post independence era, what type of changes were brought. So for today, that's all for the this present video. I will have the remaining part of the chapter in the next video. Thank you.